WTF-DFW, episode 23, hopefully with a few less squeaks and squeals, but if the sound quality isn't great, blame it on Glenn.
Yep.
It's definitely not my voice. You know?
That's a deep fake. I mean, cheap fake.
A cheap fake, yeah, there you go. So let's see, recap. Last week we talked about surrounding yourself with good people, cut out all of the negativity and the drama that you got going on there. Just chill, have a good time. And it just reminded me again this weekend, we had a couple of people over the house on Sunday for Father's Day, just a little impromptu, like, hey, what are you doing? Let's all hang out in the pool because it's 90 plus degrees out there. And it's just cool to hear, the conversations going on, because it reminds me of, some of our ODM, One Drink Monday conversations that we're basically just talking about nothing and just having a good time with it. So it's really refreshing to be able to have those weekends to just clear your head and not deal with any of the day-to-day bullshit and all. So, but let's see, what else we had last week? Live band karaoke with Shannon. I did go last Wednesday. It was a great night again. I'm hearing a lot of singers now, a lot more singers coming. And when I mean singers, people who are, non-professionals, but just going up there having a great time. But a lot more songs, and it's really a diverse group of music that's being played out there. So come and give us a shot if you're looking to come out. It's not like these professional karaoke people that take over the stage, and that's it. Shannon does a really great job of keeping it contained. But then on Thursday we had Inhaling with Jeff Gilpin, and it's funny, Jeff was like, hey, you should get me on your podcast every now and then. We could talk. He's the rock and roll realtor. So I think we're going to do that, try to bring him in and talk a little bit of how, he multitasks and manages clearly two different careers. Because,
what about Aaron?
Aaron. What about?
He's our resident.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Oh, yeah, conflict of interest.
I know, right?
Oh, we could have him fight it out.
Yeah.
Who's got better hair? I bet it's Jeff. Yeah. And let's see, we also had Vinyl Countdown on Friday, which is kind of cool because every single time Vinyl Countdown is here, there's something that comes up that I miss seeing them. And it's so funny. But I said, like this week we had our grandkids, we picked them up Thursday. So we had them Thursday and Friday. And my wife was like, let's just go up there. We'll go to dinner late. We swam in the pool, Friday after work. Passed out for about 2 hours. We finally woke up at about 7:45, got the kids ready, and we're like, let's go eat. Well, we got up there right when Vinyl Countdown was ready to start. And I love it. My grandson, Wilder, is 2 years old. As soon as the band started, he stood up in his chair, turned around, and he's looking at the band, and he's just sitting there banging his head to the beat. But I'm like, this is incredible. But once again, Russell and Justin, all of the guys, they did a phenomenal job. Love it. I stuck around for a while, and wife ended up taking the grandkids home a little earlier so that I could just finally witness some of what they do, and I'm glad because they were phenomenal. But then Saturday we had my boy Aaron Copeland's birthday bash up there, so it was Aaron, Jesse Jennings. Jesse is always amazing. I love him. He's got such a great personality. Sarah Hobbs played, and what an incredible voice. We love listening to her. She plays such a diverse group of music. She did an acoustic thing, but I believe they're all coming back in September, or Sarah's coming back in September to do a full band. But she was out there looking beautiful as ever, even though she was out laying sod with her brother. Jesus. And I made a reference. I said, that's not a metaphor.
Yeah, no, I was about to say that.
No, she said, I just need to know what time to be there. I said, hey, 5:30, 6 o'clock is fine, but I encourage you to please take a shower.
Yeah.
So
every once in a while,
love her. She is such a sweetheart. Like when she was talking to us for a while and ended up hanging out all night watching the other bands. So thank you again, Aaron. Happy birthday. Hope you had a great time. My buddy Arnie Newman was up there with us. Aaron brought him up on stage for a little bit to show some of his chicken picking. It was fun. It was just a really fun time. So Saturday was a great night. And like I said, Sunday then for Father's Day, we all just chilled. So topic of this week's conversation kind of ties into it a little bit. We've had this conversation a number of times. I know Joey and I have talked about this a lot over the past, 2-3 years. And it's basically, and I've talked to a lot of friends about it as well in, personal conversations, but it's about maintaining balance and maintaining balance in your life. What I mean by that is, I've heard and read books and seen articles and all that, everybody should have like 30 minutes a day to do something for themselves, just for them. So it's, what is your balance? You need something, 30 minutes a day outside your normal routine. For me, it was always going to the gym and working out, but then I realized that's not really, like something I'm doing for me. Even though it's personally impacting me, it's not something that, I really like. I hate going to the gym. I absolutely hate it. I've been doing it for 25 years now, maybe 30 years, 3 to 5 times a week, and it's good straight. I hate it. I absolutely hate working out, and I know people who know me really closely know that I can't stand it, but
it looks like it.
Yeah. Like I always made jokes like, I do it just so I can make sure I'm, bigger than, both of my daughter's boyfriends or husbands and all, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not, that you're not doing it necessarily for you, even though it's impacting you and improving your health and all of that. But like now I think about it as, I started rededicating myself to guitar lessons and music, learning recording and production and all of that. And that's really just something where I can clear my head. It's a way of escaping, a 50, 60-hour work week. I can pick up guitar and just give it 30 minutes a day, practicing, working on songs. I go to, lessons once a week with Arnie out there, and I've been doing it for, I guess, 3.5 months. It's encouraging for me because I feel like I'm getting better every week while, doing it, and I'm learning. It's starting to come to me a little bit easier, and I'm, picking up songs a little bit easier now, learning some, basic routines, I guess you got to say, but that's my escape, and that drives my wife nuts. I keep my guitar on my couch, one of them, and, I'll be watching, TV, I'll just pick up the guitar and mindlessly just fiddle around with the strings a little bit. But again, it's just what I do to escape, and it's just, I do that for me. That's my time. My wife, she likes to read, she tries to grab her tablet, not playing, games or anything. And I'm not talking Facebook and Snapchat, just reading. That's her time that she does for her, and, for example, Joey, we've talked about it, and he's got his leather work and his knives that he makes. He's doing it for him. That's his downtime. He's able to focus. And That's what we talked about a couple of years ago, is making sure we start getting into doing things that we want to do to clear our head and just, focus on ourselves for a little bit on what we want to do for us, not for, I'm not downgrading, I'm not talking about taking care of your family and, hanging out with your kids, and God bless you if you do, coaching sports and watching them play sports. You're not doing that for you. You might enjoy doing it, but that's not what I'm talking about. For you, it might be going to a gun range or something, spending 30 minutes shooting at shit, but I don't know. Do you have, Clinton, like, something that you try to do that's for you?
It is hard, man. I'm going to tell you, I've been struggling with this my whole career, kind of.
Right.
Once you start working, I've been working since I was 14, so it's like in multiple jobs sometimes. So, I've been in the mindset of just work, and then, providing for family. I got married young and all that good stuff, but it's very difficult to do exactly what you're saying, and that's just stop and recharge for you. Like if I go on vacation, it usually takes me
2 or 3 days.
It takes me a week just to stop,
right?
And then at that point, I'm coming back to work. So it's very difficult, and that takes a mindset also to just stop, and you have to, otherwise you'll get burnt out or pop a vein. I have
Well, and that's, yeah.
Like,
Well, that's what, like Joey and I were getting to a couple of years ago. It was like, you know what? We're constantly working.
Yeah.
And I mean, God knows, I'm not complaining about it, but even when I, go out to watch live music, I'm working. I always feel like I'm on. It doesn't matter if I'm at another venue. I always feel like I'm going to run into somebody that I know. So people approach me and talk, about bands, whatever. I don't mind it, but it's when you're putting in those many hours of work, you really need something to be able to clear your head. And I just got back from vacation, and the same thing. It's frustrating because it takes me 3 or 4 days to kind of disconnect or reset my mind to say stop worrying about work. But meanwhile, I'm checking emails and responding to emergencies and all. That's the nature of what we do. But then all of a sudden you're free. Your mind is free for 5 or 6 days, and then you're right back to work, And then 2 days before you're coming back, you're thinking about the shit show you're coming back to, So it's really not a good mental break. And
you mentioned being on, and that's how I describe it too. Because if I'm in a meeting or whatever, and I come home and I'm exhausted, I always say, man, it's a lot of work to be on. And I don't know where that came from, but I say the exact same thing. It would be nice just to not be on, because when that switch is flipped, it's like, I don't know, cocaine or something. It's like you're just constantly going, and it's hard because you got to be ready for anything. If somebody comes up to you to talk or whatever, you have to impress them or whatever it is. You have to do your thing. And that's how I describe it too, being on. It's hard to be off. That's
what the guitar is me, because when I'm playing a guitar, it's just me and the guitar. Now I might be focusing watching TV and trying to play along with a commercial or something if there is jingle that comes on, but again, that's just me. I'm not thinking about work. I'm not thinking about anything but what I'm doing there. When you're reading a book, like I said, my wife or something, that's her time. She's just focusing on that. She's not thinking about the other, 900 things she's got going on at work and, coming up with lesson plans and all of that stuff. So I just think it's, a good, reminder to people, to get yourself, your 30 minutes a day for your own personal stuff. And I'm curious what people's escapes are. So if you're a full-time musician, what do you do outside of being a full-time musician that is just for you? Because that's basically your job at that point. You're a full-time musician, so what's your balance? And if you're not a musician, what is yours? Now, and again, that doesn't mean going to see live music, because obviously most of the people that listen to this like live music, but that's not something you're doing for you necessarily, because while you're listening to live music, you might hear a song triggers an emotional response, and now you start thinking about, a chick you met 50 years ago that, broke your heart, or you're thinking about bills that got to be paid or something like that. That's something that triggers something about, a mental, like something mental. I'm talking about what do you do that mentally separates you from everything, where you're not thinking about, problems that are going on in your job and all of that stuff. So I'm really curious if we get any kind of feedback from people about that and what their thoughts are.
I know people go hiking, they start cooking, they, paint. There's all kinds of releases.
Yeah, bike riding.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Things that they just, you're 100% right, But I'm curious, like what people, if there is an escape that people have out there, what is it? And how does that contribute to their mental health? The fact that they're able to do it. So that's just, so one of the things that popped into my head as, the weekend, and, Joey's on vacation. I've only had to bother him once or twice, but I really didn't bother him. I just basically said, hey, I'm just checking in to see if there's anything, else you need, or to make sure that he's able to enjoy his vacation and not worry about shit back at the office. But that's just, just curious. It came into my head, this weekend as I was floating in the pool for a little bit and just chilling with my friends and all. So that's it. I want to hear from you.
I would think that you sink. Might as well it's heavier, right?
Pool, so the middle is only 4.5 foot.
Oh, okay.
If I'm sinking in my pool, I got a problem. I'm doing a lot of drinking. But so, comment, let me know, provide your feedback, response, whatever it is, even if I see you out there, just let me know, what your thought process is about that. So, let's see, live band karaoke tonight at Fat Daddy's. Tomorrow night, the Dolan Band, Andrew Dolan out of Burleson area. He's phenomenal, absolutely super talented, incredible voice. And then Friday night, we have Penny and the Flamethrowers. They're always fun. That's our pinup model playing, I guess rockabilly versions of all different genres of music. And with them is Get Lucky, the Loverboy tribute, and Cherry Bomb. I guess it's about, ladies that rock, I guess is what they're attributed to. But Get Lucky is going to be Addison Free. Addison, knock on wood, he is out of the hospital now, but I think he's still got a long road to recovery. But he was able to find some people to fill in for his Get Lucky dates and his Squire dates. So Addison, continue to get better, buddy. And then Saturday night, I'm stoked. I know you were thinking it's, still a week or two away, but Dancing Queen, John Viola's new project out there. If you like La Freak and enjoyed that kind of music, come out Saturday, watch Dancing Queen. I can't wait. This is going to be their first time playing at Fats, and I'm excited for it because
there's a lot of chatter online now.
I'm really looking forward. Yeah. I think it's going to be a phenomenal night. So, John, no pressure. I'll see you tonight, but don't let me down.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I think there's going to be a lot of people coming.
Yeah, I'm hoping so because it's crazy because again I mentioned La Freak, but La Freak is doing just special events now and festivals and things. They're not playing your day-to-day clubs anymore. So, John, perfect time stepping up with Dancing Queen.
Yep.
So come on out, enjoy that. Next week we have live band karaoke again Wednesday with Shannon Cobb. Breaking Bad Company is on Thursday of next week. Friday is Electric Church opening for Grand Illusion, and that's going to be a great show. Or it might be vice versa. I'm not sure which is which. But Grand Illusion is the tribute to Styx, and God dang, what a voice. And Electric Church always puts on an amazing show.
Styx is going to be here, actually, pretty soon.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not Saturday. I always do that. I don't know. Like
So
Britney Spears could be playing.
Yeah, I know.
In AT&T, and I'll have a tribute to them at Fat Daddy's the same night. And then that 70s band, Double Dose of Shannon for the week, will be next Saturday. So come on out. I'm looking forward to that. We have a lot of stuff going on, in the coming weeks over at Fat Daddy's. Remember, we have Syndustry days on Wednesday all day. You get a special menu if you're in the service industry. And then Friday and Saturday nights from midnight to 2 a.m. We have special food and drink specials out there for you.
I want to talk about the
Bikini Car Wash is coming up on July 6th. With that, you pay for the car wash. Don't expect perfection. We're not professional car detailers, but the girls will be out there washing your car for you. You get a, free entry to a show of your choice, non-special event. I'll just make sure we say that. So definitely not like Halloween or New Year's Eve, any of that stuff. But you get free entry.
It's the July 6th or 7th.
July 7, is it 7/7?
Yeah,
7/7/11.
Right.
Yeah, 7/7. That's right. Yeah. So the Bikini Car Wash is July 7th on a Sunday. Prior to that, that's Saturday, July 6th. We have Rise Against the Machine with Empires coming back. Rise Against the Machine was phenomenal. That's the Rage Against the Machine tribute, and Empire's doing original music. Bishop Booker and all of them. They got a new drummer. Rick Hare is playing with them now, so I'm looking forward to that. July 12th, we have Def Legend with a band named Goo, the Goo Goo Dolls tribute. That coming up. The week after that, we have Back in Black playing with Unglued. That's going to be a killer show. And then I just confirmed that the week after that, Iconic is playing. Everybody knows how I feel about Iconic. They're such a fun party band. But we have Crazy Town is going to be playing with them, and
that's crazy.
If you remember that, everybody knows, the song Butterfly, come my lady, come my lady.
Yeah.
So that's happening July 26th. So be on the lookout for some killer shows we have coming up in July. Everybody is typically starting to, at least in Texas, rev down their vacations. June is pretty hot and heavy. But throughout July, we got a lot of stuff going on, so I hope to see everybody out there. Don't forget other things happening around the area. The Rail Club is reopening. Chris Pallone, I talked to him last week as well. He's got Phoenix Fest, they're calling it July 4th weekend. We're closed July 4th, just FYI at Fat Daddy's. They're going to be open July 4th, and they have a festival the 4th, 5th, and 6th, 3 days. They have 21 bands playing. Some of the bands they have, I believe, is Whiskey Dick, my buddy's band Flash Mob is playing out there, a band called Dispositions, Power Man 5000, Tantric, Pulse, Enigma, etc. They got a ton of bands playing out there over the course of 3 days, or 4 days. So if you're in the area, go out and support Chris and the reopening of the Rail Club.
Did you say Enigma?
Not Enigma, a band called Enigma, capital
Enigma,
N-Y, I think New York.
Okay.
But don't forget also Rockin' Taco, Dwayne Tyree of Platinum Music up in North Richland Hills. He's got a taco joint up there, and it looks like he's had a pretty good start. He's got live band karaoke some nights out on the patio, and I think he's got some acoustic stuff going on in the patio as well. But go find their Facebook page as well, so the Rail Club and Rockin' Taco. And also remember, my buddy Arnie and all of them, we had them back out a couple of weeks ago. We're working on another show now for July, but Arnie and Terry Newman at Rockstar tomorrow Mansfield. He gives lessons out there for everything vocal, bass, guitar, keyboards, piano, even production. So he's got a retail summer program going for kids. That July registration, I think he's got from 10 to 2 Monday through Friday. Drop a kid off for a full week during that time frame, and they'll be able to learn multiple guitars or multiple instruments, whatever. So way to find out whether or not your kid's into music and what their specialty might be, or where they might want to dedicate their time to. So it's a good way to introduce them to music and find out their passion. But don't forget, they also do repairs. They have retail in there, new and used guitars, equipment, pedals, production equipment, all of that as well. They provide lessons, obviously, but the repair work, like right now, he's replacing some tubes and an amp of mine up blue, and doing some rewiring on the guitar and all. So they got a full setup over there. So look at Rockstars on tomorrow, Mansfield. If you have a chance, just pop in there, say hi to them. Thompson's, don't forget, book your events. Summer's here. Got birthday gatherings, showers, engagement parties, rehearsal dinners, any of that stuff. You can go and fill out a request online. That'll send to us, or give a call up there if you're looking to have an event. We can support anything from 10 people to 50 on a particular floor, or rent the whole building, which we had a couple of weeks ago, that a company came in and bought out the building for 3 or 4 hours. And then, get in there so you can say, hey, there's a movie being filmed sometime in July in there that we're going to say, and you can say, I've been to that place, and you'll know exactly what it looks like. So, and no, not a low-budget film. This is probably going to be, like I say, an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
And, we better get, mentioned. Special guest of the, movie is
I heard
Thompson's.
there's going to be, like, pretty big names in there.
Yeah, there's some, and I'm not saying it because then we'll have people potentially being out there disrupting shit, but sometime in July it's happening, and they're filming a movie out there. So what else got? Marksman Firearms. Check out our Gun of the Month. Look at marksmanfirearms.com to check it out yourself. But Colleen, we have a Taurus GC3 9mm for $280. Wichita Falls got a Citadel Tracker 22 rifle with a scope for $280, which is unbelievable. Cranberry's got a Taurus GC3 9mm as well. Mansfield's got a Canic 9mm for like $400. So you're talking about rifles fully set up for under $300. You're talking about 9mm badass guns for under $300. And then Mansfield's got a pretty solid 9mm firearm, for just about $400. So check it out online, look at it, see if there's something that interests you. Don't forget, ammunition shortage. I've been saying it, it's happening, and where people are rifling through our inventory now for ammunition, it's getting already hard to stay on top of it, because there's an issue with, part of what's needed for to make ammunition. It comes from China, and China's got this agreement right now with Russia that's already impacting components of powder that's needed to create ammunition. So we're noticing there's a struggle with that, but don't forget it's election year. And come September, October of every election year, the government starts doing some things to get involved and reduce the amount of ammunition that's out in the market. So if you're planning on hunting toward the end of the year, don't wait till then, because we're not going to be able to get ammunition. You're going to be a pissed off hunter out there throwing rocks at, pigs and, deer trying to
It used to work,
take one
I think,
home and fill a freezer, using a slingshot. It's much easier with the, 6.5 Creedmoor or 4570, something like that. So don't wait too long. Come on out and buy some ammunition at the minimum. So, and don't forget, Capone's Drink Easy and Sports Bar. We're making progress out there, and not with the construction yet, but we're still dealing with the city of Burleson. And, the first week of July, I believe, is their meeting to approve our architecture and all of that. So we're looking forward to that. We can't wait. And so that's about it. I appreciate everybody, again, listening, checking us out. If you're paying attention to us, thank you. Love it. Come out, see us. If you see me, don't, feel free to say hi. I'm pretty recognizable when I walking around any of these places that I go to. But don't forget to support our friends out there and their businesses. I do this just, because I want everybody to succeed out there. Nobody's competition for me as far as I'm concerned. So, support our, the other companies we mentioned out here, support live music, have fun, don't be a knucklehead. And with that said, I appreciate everybody. Have a great week. Peace.